The moment a boy turns into a man is the moment that he stops seeking the approval of others and takes control of his life. The reality is that if you want to be a successful guy, you are never going to escape the fact that there are gonna be people who talk from the sidelines about what you do. Anybody who has ever done anything successful in this world, at one point or another, faced great criticism. There were moments where people were looking at what they were doing and saying, this is stupid. This is never going to work. This plan is ridiculous. This man doesn't have what it takes. And for a while, these people were right. Until they weren't. And look, you have plans and you have ideas and ambitions. And they're fantastic. Your ideas could genuinely change the world. But if you focus so much on what other people may think or may not think or may say or may not say, and seeking their approval on anything and everything that you do, you're never going to be able to implement any of these potentially brilliant plans. There's got to come a moment where you accept that you're not going to please everybody. You accept that maybe, sometimes, you are going to have to go against the herd, and you're going to have to go against what is popular. But you're going to do it because it's what you believe in. You're going to do it because you believe in yourself, and you believe in a brighter tomorrow, and you believe that what you are trying to do is the right thing for you and your future success. You will find in life that there are people who don't want to see you do well. There are people who don't like being outperformed by people that are close to them. There's an analogy that if you have a bunch of crabs in a bucket and one tries to go to the top, the other ones will nip it back down again. People don't like somebody that goes against the herd. People don't like somebody who tries to ascend above the others. And it's not necessarily about you. It's more about them. And it's more about their own dislike for seeing somebody do what they didn't have the balls to do. You've got to stop looking for approval from people like that. And you've just got to start trusting yourself that little bit more. You just got to go. You just got to take action. You have ideas that are fantastic, but right now they're just ideas. If you keep waiting for the green light from everybody else, and you keep seeking the approval of others before you do anything, you're never going to stop waiting. You're going to be waiting forever. And you're going to be the guy one day, sat on his front porch, sharing all the things that he planned to do, all the things that he wanted to do, but ultimately never did. And that's not a good reality. And look, there are guys right now who are on their front porch and they would love to grab you and shake you and say, please don't make the same mistake that I did. I was so in my own head about what everybody may think or may not think that I paralyzed myself and that I procrastinated and I pushed my ideas further and further back. So please don't make the same mistake that I did. That is what they would say to you. The thing is, when you stop seeking the approval of others and stop trying to behave the same way everybody else does, and you do take action, you realize that it wasn't as difficult or as scary as you thought it was. And you plant a seed in your brain. Maybe the thing you took action on wasn't an immediate success and it didn't work. But what you do is you plant a seed of taking action. That's ingrained in you. You now have the ability to pull the trigger. You now have the ability to implement. So the next idea that you have, that you think is going to be something good, you don't spend as long thinking and worrying and planning and strategizing, you implement it that little bit quicker. And the next one, a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker. And within the space of a few ideas, you completely transform the man that you are. You're no longer a guy who spends all of his time worrying and procrastinating and stressing about what people may or may not say. You are a guy who has a great idea and he implements. As long as you are doing something that is ethical and moral and you're not harming anybody, don't concern yourselves with the opinions or potential opinions of other people. There were times in my life that I made this mistake. I took a while to launch this YouTube channel because I had ideas before launching that maybe people that I knew would see the channel and not support it and judge me, and that might affect my personal life. And I went over and over in my head about all these reasons not to start, until one day I came to the realization that if I establish that as a trend in my life, it will never stop. And if I don't take action on this, I never will. So I put the camera down and I click record, and here we are, several hundred videos later. Now I say that because that is quite literally my experience. That's quite literally my learning from this. If you don't start now and you don't get over this fear of going against the herd and doing something different to everybody else, you're never going to start. And if you want this life that you talk about as much as you say you do, then I wouldn't just say you need to start. I would say you have a responsibility to start. You have a responsibility to future you and the life that you want, to take the necessary action today to change your tomorrow. It's as simple as that. Except there are always going to be people that talk. There are always going to be people that criticize. But ultimately, they will only talk and criticize for so long. Ultimately, when you start showing signs of success, their tunes will change. They'll call you crazy, they'll call you insane, until you're not. Until you're a genius, until they say that they were friends with you when they weren't, that they supported you when they didn't, until they say how wonderful you are. It's a sad reality of life, my friends. You're going to get criticized until whatever it is that you do works. So embrace it. Embrace it. And embrace the possibility that you may be seen to fail. Because it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. And as I say, every single time you implement, those implementation muscles as such, they strengthen. And it gets easier and easier every time. And it only takes a few ideas to completely change the way that you operate. You no longer procrastinate. You no longer think about things and strategize and plan for too long. You have an idea, you come up with a nice, sensible plan, and you implement. And you become a doer. So stop worrying about what people may or may not say. Somebody that you went to school with 14 years ago. Somebody that you worked with 2 jobs ago. Who cares? The only person that will care, if you do allow those people to control your actions, is future you. And he will look back with regret. So don't allow that to be your reality. Take control of your life and just start. Anyway, guys, if you took some value from this video today, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new around here, and comment your thoughts down below. If you want to work with me one-to-one, there's a link down below in the description of this video. Simply click the link, book yourself a slot at a time that suits you, and I'll see you on the other side. As always, guys, thank you for your time and your attention, and I'll see you in the next one.